We're at Megawatt Studios in Studio City, California, recording the Deftones record. Let's see, the first record I was known for was probably Porno for Pyros. Before that, I was like a rap guy, and I worked with like Cypress Hill and Sly Stone and War and bands like that. And then I guess Porno for Pyros, Monster Magnet, No Doubt, Slayer, God Hates Us All, Hatebreed, Perseverance, what other ones? Parkway Drive, last Deftones record. There's a few other ones in there. So I have a huge range of gear, yeah, and you know, with tons of different tone requirements. And one of the funny things that happens is some of the stuff sits in the warehouse for 3 years because I don't do. You know, I won a Grammy for doing Johnny Lang, you know, a blues gospel guy, and then the year before that we were up for God Hates Us All, you know. It's like so from one thing to another thing, and as a result, yeah, I have, you know, very, very wide range of tonal requirements out of guitars, basically. My first experience with the pickups. We're working with Stefan with the Deftones. We were doing modeling. We were doing a session where we weren't even recording, but it was purely a session that focused on guitar tones. We had a huge array of guitar amps and guitars. And if you're familiar with the Deftones, Stefan uses like 7 strings and 8 strings, and he's moved primarily to 8-string guitars. And we were setting up to basically get tones on a bunch of different guitars to model them for his modeling device. And he had one guitar with the Fishman pickups in it that was a 7-string, but we were primarily trying to use his 8-string to get certain tones and dial things in for that. The 7-string sounded so good with the Fishmans, and we did all these various DI loops to run through, and it was the only thing. We ended up, we made like 16 loops at the beginning of the record. Rem was there, and within like about, you know, a half hour, we were just using the 7-string over and over again because every amp sounded better with the Fishmans, and this is just a fact. I'm into performance and sound as a producer. So I had this cool 58 Les Paul that had like burst buckers on it. It was an awesome guitar that played really good, but it didn't sound good. And I haven't been using it at all, and it just looks cool, and I like to have it around for people to play, but we never would record with it because it just is kind of. And so I had Rem put your pickups in it, and it was insane, and you know, it sounded great. And he has a guitar that's his signature model. It's awesome. We were using it, and as soon as we started using my thing, we never picked it back up again. And at the end of the session, he picked it back up, and he's like, "Oh, I'm dead," you know, because it's just so those pickups are so live. And again, it's like I don't understand the science, but I know that they're very dynamic and open, and it's like the way I described it, it's like a biofeedback thing where the player reacts to the pickup and the sound and the playing, and it becomes like this thing, this like kind of a loop. And when the guy, you know, when you go back to a guitar that doesn't have it, it's just kind of a duller experience. The guitar sounded duller, but it's not so cut and dry like a frequency tonal thing. It's like it's dynamics and frequency, and it's not just bright, because I hate fake hype things. It's not like that. It's open. The best way to describe it is very open and real. It's not a sound that I would describe as an active sound. You know, when I think of active, I think of something, and it's a very important tool, and we need it for certain things, but this doesn't sound active in the sense of what I'm used to in an active pickup. So again, it's like I don't understand the technical thing with it, but I like the variables of it, and it sounded killer. Yeah, we were actually going back and forth and using a lot of different things. But we were, you know, doing the whole push-pull thing. I don't even understand exactly what it is. It was just like, it sounded great. And yeah, you know, Mark was super stoked on it. And that's what makes me happy. It's like, I just want my artists to be happy and play good. I have a bunch of stuff, and I used to play, so I understand what's going on with that, but it's not necessarily the thing for me. But I know the difference, and I know that when I'm getting killer sounds, you know, we were going into his simple setups, you know, Marshalls into, you know, overdrive pedals, and just simple setups were just like sounding dramatically better, and stuff that I've done over and over again, and I was having a better experience with it. So it was cool. So I'm a believer